Do you want to be a model? Is it hard to be a successful model? Is it easy? Is it difficult? We find out from actor model Leon Johnson, who has years of experience as an actor and a model. Leon shares the secrets of being a successful model in a very competitive career field. This is All the Way Authentic. I'm your host, Kevin P. Henry. Back, we met on a Saturday. It's like, well, who's this guy? So yeah. Hey, you're Leon. I'm Kevin. So what? Tell me about this modeling thing. Like you said something about being a model. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So it first started basically when I was in middle school, and I started watching America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks, and I was a little embarrassed at first. Like when my parents would come home, I would like shut it off. I don't know why, just thinking back, it was pretty silly. And then fast forward in 2014, I went to Portland, Oregon to Muse Models, and a couple weeks before the trip I took there, I sent out my picture on their website, and then they emailed me back and they said, "Oh yeah, we want to use you, or we want to have you in for a casting call." And then I went in, and I was myself. I let my personality shine through and my quirks. And then they said, "Oh, we really like you." So they gave me a runway opportunity at Nike headquarters, and that was amazing. And then after that, I just kept plugging away. Like, you just have to work really hard and take it seriously, because I know so many people that don't take modeling seriously. They say, "Oh, I just want to do it once," or "I think it's fun," but it can be lucrative if you take it seriously and be a smart business person.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, because I think when there's certain professions, I think especially in the arts, sometimes like you see somebody acting or you see somebody singing, whatever, and if they're really good, they make it look easy, So, but people don't realize the training or how difficult it is until then they try to go do it. Like, I have a friend of mine who's a little older than me, but I helped him get a modeling assignment. Now, mainly he got the modeling assignment not because he really wanted to do it, but he fit a certain type. And I had a casting friend of mine who said, "I'm looking for like a Hispanic man in his 60s because they're doing this photo shoot about like an adult daycare's old folks home or whatever." And so
Right.
So he did it. I saw the photos. He got paid really well. And I said, "Hey, do you want to do this again?" He said, "Never. I never want to do that again." He said it was so stressful. He said, I had to smile. And I said, "How can I smile? Because there's nothing funny. How can I create, like if somebody tells you, 'All right, Leon, you're a dad and you're here to see your kids. And so now you got to turn it on,' kind of thing." Or even when you're on the runway, I think of runway models, and I see you walking down the runway and you're smiling, you turn around. Now, what's involved? Do you have to like take classes to be able to make that seem really smooth?
Some people recommend classes, but I wouldn't take them. Like, they're really expensive, and they really don't give you enough information to be successful. But it's kind of weird. I think it's within you, because like I said, I was so passionate about walking on the runway, the modeling industry. So it was always engraved in my mind to be like, okay, like, get into character or take the direction well. Like, if they want you to capture a certain emotion, like say if it's swimsuits or something really happy, you have to be in the character, not be all frumpy, So, but yeah, some people can take those classes, but like I said, I don't recommend them. I think it's just a waste of money, and you can learn it for free. Honestly, just ask other people that are more maybe charismatic as you, and you're trying to learn how to be like take direction easier, and then just maybe talk to those kind of people like, "Hey, how do you get into the character when you're walking down the runway?"
So
but it's weird, like, not to say.
I was going to say, so you're getting into a character. So give me an example of, you mentioned swimsuits, but maybe give me another example of a different type of wardrobe maybe that you're trying to promote.
Yeah, like say if it's like really nice like wedding suits, you're going to be have more like swagger to you. It's not going to be like comedic or like, not to sound weird or sexual. It's going to be very professional and like classy. And then like say going back to swimsuits with like Victoria's Secret, it's more the illusion to like sell the garment. You have to be very lively or just more so selling. Like, I got that from Tyra Banks. She said more so like modeling is kind of brainwash the seller to buy the product. That sounds kind of superficial, but you have to sell it. So.
Yeah, well, it's marketing. So do you have an agent? You signed up with like an agency, right?
Yes, with it's called MAM Agency, MAM, with Ann Mitchell, and they're more so with commercials and like print modeling. But with runway, I honestly need like a better agent to get those specific gigs. So I do have an agent, but I need to get more jobs within a different one.
So there's a difference between like the print modeling, like you would go on a website or look in a brochure or something. So is that easier than the runway because you don't have to move, or is it about?
I think so. Like with catalog modeling or brochures, you probably can like practice the posing, or like nothing too crazy like fashion modeling where you're in like crazy poses and everything. But yeah, it's with runway modeling, it's all in the face too. They say like if you're dead in the face or you can't speak with your eyes, then it's just not going to work. But I think runway modeling is a lot harder.
lot harder. So because one thing I was thinking of is about I guess it would be print modeling, where you see like the model and the photographer is snapping pictures at a very fast rate, click, 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 and then somebody's yelling at him, turn your head this way, turn your head that way, smile, don't smile, move this way. And this could go on for hours, I assume, sometimes, just to get maybe one or two shots that they want.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like I've had experiences where the photographer took like 500 takes. And he's like, oh, I don't like any of these. And then we had to like do it again. And I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, I finally captured the moment. And then the photographer was like, yes, we got it. But he would tell me that even supermodels he's worked with, sometimes they can't even capture what he's looking for. But then he finally is like, okay, like I found something, because they have to work with something in the end.
So they're looking for like a look or a feeling or some kind of vibe.
Oh, of course. Like with any advertisement, like say if it's for like soda pop at the beach, you got to be very happy. I always say like modeling is basically acting. So I always give models advice to maybe try acting classes as well, because it's so hand in hand, because like I said before, it's a character or a vibe, like you said, you're trying to approach within anything like advertisement wise.
So what kind of, would you say, like traits, personality traits, I guess, that you would need to be successful at this? Because I would think not being self-conscious would be one of them, and maybe learning how to take directions and not get flustered. But what would you say if somebody, you run into somebody and they go, well, hey, Leon, I'm thinking about being a model because that looks really cool. But how do I prepare for that?
I would say you have to be very charming, because the modeling agencies, they're very cunning on weeding out people that are they're kind of fake and genuine. And you just have to be really nice, because I know it sounds cliche, but you have to be successful in this world. You have to be very nice and respectful, and to be yourself, and to have a strong sense of just business wise too, and just to accept rejection as well. Going back to personality traits. Yeah.
So rejection, I'm glad you touched on that, because I've talked to other actors and even some famous actors will talk about, when I was a struggling actor in New York and I went on all these auditions, and people even told them. I remember one time Sidney Poitier, I think a casting director said, just give it up. You're never going to make it. You should go be a dishwasher or something like that. So I would think that you'd have to have a certain amount of self-confidence or self-esteem.
Yes. Yeah. I even wrote that in my notes. The first thing is you have to be confident, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Because I've learned that from a lot of adults used to tell me that. It's like, just believe in yourself and everything else will kind of fall into place. But yeah, I love Sidney Poitier, by the way. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing him as a kid. My parents, when I was young little boy, I always wondered, why do we have to run out to see these Sidney Poitier movies every time they come out? But I didn't realize, because I was a little kid, that he was one of the few Black actors that wasn't a stereotype. He was kind of like something that he's a teacher, he's a doctor, he's, instead of the usual, chauffeur or maid or whatever. So it was really
Servient, I know.
Yeah, it was really a breakthrough, which leads me to my next question. Is in modeling, do you fit a certain type? Do they like look for a certain type? I mean, you're like what, in your early 30s or something? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 29. Yeah, I'm almost there.
Okay, so when they think of, like, your agent might even think, I've got this opportunity and Leon's a good fit because he fits this type. So do you have a certain type?
Well, yeah, like it's weird. Like, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I used to want to do fashion, like high fashion modeling, but with my build, I'm more so like with fitness modeling. So yeah, there's certain gigs where they'll be like, like, we need like a clean cut African-American man to do like a wedding photo or something like that. So like I said, I try to get myself into as many categories as I can, so I don't feel like just like typecasted or just like one dimensional, like versatility, but more so fitness modeling. So
yeah, so you're the charming, fit, friendly African-American man in his 20s, probably what, mid 20s to mid 30s. Is that kind of your age range, basically?
Yes, kind of like my little niche, but sorry.
All right. There you go. Now you're all set. So, okay. Yeah. So we talked about type. Now, you've done some acting as well. Have you done plays or commercials, things like that too?
I've done commercials. So, like for the Northern Quest Casino, Toyota, where else? Like Z Nation. I don't know if you're familiar with that zombie. It was kind of like like a B list of like the Walking Dead on Sci-Fi.
Got it. So with like the car commercial and casinos, so what were you doing in the casino commercial, for instance?
I was basically like the lifestyle model. I was with a girl, and we basically just had to advertise the casino, like, eating at the restaurants and watching the football games, just showing like all the different, showing how fun it is. That was super fun.
Was that enjoyable? Did you have lines, or was it just like no audio, just video?
It was more so improv, just ad lib and say this. And
oh yeah, I've done that. I've been there. I've had some. I think one of the funny. I guess it wasn't really that funny, but I was an extra in some movie. I think I actually saw it come out, but it was set in Pioneer Square. in Seattle, and it was like early on a Sunday morning, and they had a shooting in an alleyway. But what we didn't know was that there were like homeless people sleeping in the alley. So they would like wake up in the middle of the scene and go, "What's going on here? Who are you people? Get out of here!" And it's like, no, we're shooting a movie.
That's awesome. I love that.
You just never. So what's your ideal? What's the question? Where do you want to be in 5 years? It's a typical. What's your ultimate goal with all of this?
My goal is just to be more so happy. I really want to pursue not even supermodel, but just successful modeling adventures, especially more so with the runway, just being a successful cook blogger and voiceover artist. Like, I'm not trying to do so many avenues, but short, sweet, and to the point. I just want to be in the entertainment industry, find my, few niches, and just be successful and save my money and learn new things and help others be successful in their endeavors as well.
Well, that's great. So I'm trying to think, I got one more question, and it just has to do with advice on dealing with the industry, because people will say, the entertainment business, it's a really weird business. It's eats you alive, and it's got a lot of phony people in it. I mean, you hear the good and the bad, but what would be your advice to just somebody in general wanting to enter into the, that whole entertainment business, so that they're successful and maybe they don't get hurt at the same time?
Oh yeah, just to have a tough skin within yourself, to just keep plugging away. Like I said, rejection is inevitable and everybody goes through it. Find the right people in that industry that are hopefully genuine till the end and open doors for you. But I think it's within yourself. You just have to not accept no for an answer, and just to keep going. Because even with me, like I'm almost 30 and I'm never going to give up till the day I die. I know modeling has a shelf life, and like a little bunny tangent, just to have a backup plan, dive into go back to school, have other trades that can still have, make you successful. But just never give up, just perseverance.
Yeah, I mean, the other, you mentioned about trades, and I think that what can happen though too is that within the entertainment industry, there are all kinds of jobs. I mean, I tell people, hey, at the end of a movie, look at the credits. I mean, the credits will roll. There'll be like 300 or 400 names sometimes of people,
Yes.
and they're not the principal actors, but they're set designers, there's script supervisors, there's writers, camera people, directors. And just being in that environment, you can meet people and you can learn so much. And so you don't wind up necessarily being, quote, a celebrity or something, but there's all these other satisfying positions that you're still being creative at the same time.
Oh, of course. No, you're right. That's another, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was watching this documentary on this woman that makes like fake food for props for movies. And that's like her niche. And she's super successful with that, and people are always calling her like, "Hey, can we get some fake French fries or ice cream?" Something, and she loves it.
Well, somebody's got to do it, right? Thank goodness.
Oh, I know, right? You're like, "Hey, we need somebody to make this up."
I never thought about that. Who makes the fake food?
Yeah, everyone does something, So that's, like I said, I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, so now you're in Spokane, though, right?
Spokane.
Okay. So can you be successful by staying in a certain region, or do you have to like go to New York or LA? Sometimes you hear that.
Oh God. Even my own father tells me that all the time. Like, I don't think that I would be the best that I could be if I stayed here. Like, and that's fine. Like, I ventured to New York, LA, even Atlanta next. But yeah, you can't stay here. It's like someone staying in Kansas, and if they want to be a movie star, like, oh no, honey, like you got to go where the market is. So, but no, I would have to venture off.
Okay.
To those regions.
All right. This has been another episode of All the Way Authentic. I'm your host, Kevin P. Henry.